So Nate, let me find something real quick. I don't know if there's something in my ear. Might need to get a Q-tip or something because it's time to get a little messy with Nate.
Nessie.
Because today we're talking conference realignment.
Ooh.
Nate, you know the conference that you called home in college, Pac-12. You're Arizona. Were they the Wildcats, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're Arizona
Big 12, Big 12,
Wildcats.
Big 12 now.
They're in the Big 12 now, which they look to be kind of favorites. We'll see after he lost to Kansas State kind of bad, but
We got trash.
yeah, it was bad, Nate. But regardless, the Pac-12 is now back. Well, not yet, at least. So there are talks to bring. So you still have the Pac-2, right? Oregon State and Washington State. There are talks to bring 4 Group of 5 teams: Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and San Diego State to the Pac-12 in the year 2026 to bring the Pac-12 back. Look at this graphic. Ooh, ooh. I mean, it don't look super scary, but it's a step in the right direction because obviously, Nate, you probably have some nostalgia feeling to this conference. So you're like, okay, when is it coming back? You're chomping at the bit for this conference to come back. And now there's a chance for it to come back. And it will in 2026. But let's discuss how like what college football would look like. Is it going to be Power Five conference? Is it going to go to Group of Five? Are we going to do some mixing around? Is a conference like the ACC still going to exist? I think so. But give me your thoughts on the landscape of college football when the Pac-12 is back on your TV screen.
I'm gonna tell you, the landscape of college football changed drastically when Texas and Oklahoma left the Big 12 and joined the SEC. Now, with all these realignments with teams and whatnot going to these conferences and so forth, I don't know if there's going to be a Big Five or a Power Five. You have the SEC, you have the ACC, you have the Big Ten, and you have the Big 12. Now we want the Pac-12 to come in and get back to where it's a reputable conference, but also you got Mountain West and whatnot. And now how it looks, it's like football. It's just becoming the Big Four, the Power Four, and where you fit at in between. Um, but this is the evolution of the game of football. This is the evolution of all competitive sports. Um, you know, see, then when I was playing, it was the Pac-10, and we didn't have the NIL deals. We really you didn't know much about just the revenue that your respective university and institution was bringing in per competitive sport: basketball, baseball, football, track and field, soccer, swimming. Now you see a lot of revenue is being involved, and a lot of money is being made. So it's not about competition as is more about financial gain and the business aspect of it. See, the business aspect has gotten into college football and college athletics and a whole. So I don't see, with all that being said, I don't see I would love the Pac-12 to come back and become relevant, but the fact that the competitiveness of that conference is not at the standard that it was years past. So it's going to be hard to replicate, the USC's, UCLA's, Oregon's, the UW's, the Arizona's. It's hard to replicate that again when everybody is left.
But you have good. I mean, I'm not. You're not picking the bottom of the group of five schools to bring to the Pac-12. I mean, you're bringing some of the guys that are almost there, right? You're getting people that are right there. I mean, all they need is a little blow, and they're in Power Five. So, only thing I would say is I would like to see someone like Memphis in a power conference. I think they're well deserving of one. They've played like it for a while. I mean, heck, they just beat Florida State. Florida State 0-3. And Florida State is the second team ever. If you go back to 1975, Arizona State, the second team ever to start 0-3 after being ranked going into the season.
Yep.
So, man, I would love to see people get the recognition like Memphis. Obviously, you have contracts with conferences to stay in, and these teams just so happen to have contracts that were ending, and they were able to jump ship and go to another one. I
Yep.
mean, when you have the opportunity to go to something better, you have to take it, right?
Yeah, you have to. The opportunity again. When we look at the Memphises of the world, before the BYU's, these teams that didn't play in like big Power Five conferences and so forth, so they were always overlooked when it came down to bowl selection because of the conference they played in, which the lack of talent that they played in compared to these other conferences and so forth. Now you have these teams that get an opportunity to be playing and represent a respectable Power Five conference. So you don't take that for granted. No, you don't. And it's great for the sport of football. It's good for the competitiveness of the game. You know, I was just throwing out there again when we talk about conference realignment, and again, we're not going to be able to see the games that we were accustomed to seeing years prior. Again, I don't know if Texas is going to play Baylor, or anything. We know the Red River rivalry is going to stay, but it's going to have a different feel.
And I honestly, after watching Saturday's game, I don't know if you heard, Nate, but I probably witnessed, as my whole life as a Mississippi State Bulldog, the single worst game I've ever saw. Like, I had to stay there the entire time because I'm broadcasting. I watched Toledo put 41 points on Mississippi State, and it was so hard to watch. And so now I have a different feel for group of five, because before I was like, there's no way a group of five is going to do what they did that I saw Saturday to a Power Five school. There was just no way. And now that I saw it happen, it's like, dang, really anything can happen in college football on any given Saturday. I saw Toledo put 41 points on my own college, Nate. 41.
We saw New Orleans put on 41 on Dallas. Anything can happen on any given day.
I just have a new respect for group of five, because before I was just like, okay, well, that's the little brother, that's the one you kind of give a little rub on the head, put him in the headlock.
Yeah,
And so,
Noogie.
yeah, little noogie. And now I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, little brother hit puberty. It
Yeah.
ain't, it ain't like it. It ain't like it was anymore. So now you're bringing people to Pac-12 to make it a power conference again. And it's now might change the whole landscape of college football, because obviously in 2026, they could make more changes. They could bring more teams in and not have 6 teams. As of right now, those 6 teams will probably have to play each other at 5 games out the season. Because you only got 6 teams. They're probably not going to do it to where you have to pick 9 or 8 non-conference teams to play your football schedule. Probably won't be that. But as the years go by and we get closer to 2026, we might have more teams in the Pac-12. Shoot, Memphis might be in the Pac-12 then. And the Pac-12 might bring back something to power conferences. I mean, we have P4 right now. We're going to have P5 in the next couple of years. And the Pac-12 might be a team or a conference to watch out for. I don't know, Nate. I don't know. I'm having serious thoughts about it. I don't know what's gonna happen.
It's going to be interesting. The landscape of college football is changing. Change is not always bad, and we have to
No.
understand that change is not always bad. I think we get once we're comfortable with that, just appreciate what we just got to appreciate. We have to wait for it to get here, and then we just got to play it out.